Hey, what's going on, MMA fans, YouTube people, out there in the MMA community or whatever? It's your boy MMA Genius, MMA Blaze, whatever you want to call me. Just make sure you mention me with MMA in it. Um, I'm just back to do some more interesting videos for you guys, man, and hopefully you like it. And I'll keep making the videos. But first I just wanna say that this is actually gonna be an interesting video. I'm gonna touch on uh, some 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 topics and everything. I'm going to talk about fighters, and it's just going to be a UFC breakdown, and not just a UFC breakdown. Maybe other fighters and other organizations, maybe one or two or something like that, and just other organizations if they come to my mind. I'm going to be doing this whole top. I didn't think about this before. Just there's nothing thought about. Just going right off the top of the brain and everything like that. Just talking to them about interesting things, where I feel that how good fighters are, if a fighter is overrated, if he's top 5, top 10, number one fighter in the world, whatever you call it, and who I feel certain fighters match up well with, who should fight, and what I just think about that person, is an individual. But I just get into anything that comes to mind. So here we go. The first fight I want to talk about is Rashad Evans versus Shogun Rua. Um, Mauricio Shogun, yeah, yeah. Nah, man. Actually, I'm a big fan of both these guys, man. I know a lot of people they took a long time to start liking Rashad Evans, but honestly, I liked Rashad Evans as soon as I saw him on Ultimate Fighter. I always thought that he had what it takes to be a champion. Before, and to be honest with you, not a lot of guys get respect coming out of that house. They do now more so than they used to, anyways. But you know, even when Dana White was counting him out and saying he was too small and everything like that, every time I saw this guy fight, he always fought with heart. He didn't really have fear when he fought. He just, he was just able to take on these big guys, and I said, man, a guy like that, it's a matter of time before he becomes a champion, because I really don't see him losing. It's like however the tough the challenge is, he steps up and he steps up to the challenge, and he finds a way to win through his wrestling. And I just thought whenever he added some more tools to his belt there, that he would be a force to be reckoned with, and he definitely is. But about him versus Shogun. Now Shogun is actually uh, uh, one of my favorite fighters. I have a couple favorite fighters, as you all know. With Anderson Silva being at the top of that list, with him being number one, Fedor. It's only right that Fedor is number two, Shogun number three, and Overeem number four. So yeah, those are my favorite fighters right there, and I have plenty other favorite fighters as well. I can get into that a little bit later, but I'm just really talking about top four. Those are my top four favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get into the rest of my favorite fighters a little later after I break down this fight between Rashad Evans and Shogun. Now, who do I think is going to win this fight? Man, I gotta say, as much as I like both these guys, I really don't want to see either of them lose. But I think Rashad Evans is going to lose this fight, man. It is really like my first time I've ever picked against Rashad Evans. I've never picked against him, but Rashad, I think he will definitely lose this fight. It's just that to me, and I'm not even just getting on the Shogun bandwagon. I've always liked the way Shogun has fought, and not just because he just recently here knocked Machida out. It's just that I feel what's going to happen in this fight. I think that Rashad's going to go in there. He's going to try to use his wrestling against Shogun, and he will get him down. I believe he's going to get Shogun down every single time he shoots in for a takedown. He's going to get him down, but I just think that with Shogun being so skilled on the ground, I think he has options to catch Rashad Evans in submissions. Even though Rashad has never been submitted, it's the first time for everything. But I don't think this fight will end in submission. If it does, it won't be very surprising, but it'll be a little surprising. And if this fight goes to a decision, I really won't be surprised. I will say this: if this fight goes to submission, Rashad Evans will win this fight. That's the way I feel about it. If this fight goes to a decision, I feel that Rashad will win. But I don't think this fight is going to go to a decision. I think it's going to end in a knockout or TKO. and with Shogun coming out on top, I think that if he goes to the ground, he can catch Rashad in the ankle lock. He can catch him in arm bars. He can catch him in triangles. Even though, like I said, I really don't see a submission happening. But I think the Rashad's gonna go in there and try to fight him the same way he fought Thiago Silva, and for the most part, it's gonna work. But I'm telling you, sooner or later he's gonna get caught because Shogun's throwing him. He's throwing him, man. And I'm telling you, he knows that Rashad's gonna go in there expecting to just get an easy takedown on him because Shogun, his takedown defense really isn't that great. I mean, it's good, but he's not the best wrestler. But he's an okay wrestler, but he's really not that good. He's not on the caliber of Rashad, not at all. And Rashad's, I think he's just going to be so overconfident on that. I think he is overconfident a bit. I know he feels like he can beat, Shogun easy because he just seen how easy Machida was able to take him down, or Forrest Griffin was able to take him down to get the choke out. You know what I'm saying, the rear naked choke. And he's seen Mark Coleman take him down. He's seen other fighters take him down. And Rashad just thinks if he can just weather the storm and don't get hit with anything big and don't get knocked out, that he can win this fight by laying prey or a decision. It's not going to be the case here. Shogun knows that. He's not a dummy. He's a smart guy. I think a well-conditioned and trained Shogun comes to this fight, knocks Rashad out, do the head kick or some type of punch to the temple or something like that. But Rashad Evans, I think I see him get knocked out in this fight, man. I'm sorry. I really don't want to see it happen. I don't want to see Shogun lose, but I do like Shogun as a fighter a little bit better. I don't really know much about him as a person. I know he's a humble guy. That's all I know about him, and that's a good thing. But Rashad Evans, I like him as a person and as a fighter. So if whoever wins, I'll be happy with whoever wins. You know what I'm saying? But I got to go with my boy Shogun in that one, man. But yeah, about this Junior Del Santos versus Cain Velasquez, I want to just touch up on some things about that fight. Now, a lot of people in the YouTube community, MMA community, and as well as the MMA media, a lot of people are getting this completely twisted. Now, let me just say something here. Junior Del Santos is a good striker, very good striker. Okay, he's not a great boxer. He's not a boxer. Okay, his skill when it comes to boxing, just get it out of here. He's not a boxer. Period. Okay, he's a striker. And he has some very, very hard, powerful punches. Now, what I mean by powerful, what I mean by hard, it's a different kind of power from when you call somebody like the type of punches that somebody has like Shane Carwin, a fighter like that. Shane Carwin is the type of, his punches are more of a knockout blow. Junior Del Santos, his punches are, it causes so much pain. Either way it's going to be pain if you're getting knocked out, really, you know what I'm saying, or if you're getting punched in the face. But Junior Del Santos, what he has is he punches so hard. He obviously has knockout power. He's knocked out guys on punches. Gilbert, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Yavil or something like that. Gilbert Ivell. He knocked him out cold, and he also knocked Gabriel Gonzaga out cold, and he knocked out Verdum. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a different type of power, and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. But it is power. But I just think that if Junior Del Santos catches you square in the nose, it's gonna hurt so bad to where you're just gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're just getting knocked out, even though he has knocked guys out in the past. But it's a different type of punch from Shane Carwin. Shane Carwin can knock you out just from bam, just barely touching you. Just boom. It's just power. You know what I'm saying? You're unconscious, just falling all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that a lot of people, since they see Junior Del Santos rushing in there and just, throwing punches from just bam, bam, how he does, a lot of uppercuts, you know what I'm saying, a lot of overhands, hooks, just swinging. But he leaves himself open. But just because he's able to hit so hard, he's able to, he just hits so hard and he swings so hard. You know what I'm saying? It kind of scares guys and it intimidates them when the impact of the punch, like he's Stefan Struve. That fight was over before it even started. Stefan Struve wasn't knocked out, but he felt the power and the force. He knew if he got hit what it would feel like. So the sting, he punched him in the back a couple of times. He hit him all over the place. And, he just, it just knocks him over. He has a very intimidating punch, saying it's just a powerful punch. And I just think that with that right there makes people say, oh, he's such a phenomenal striker. Yeah, he is. I give him that. But just don't get that type of striking mixed up with real world-class boxing, you cannot call what Junior Dos Santos. He doesn't have world-class boxers. If him and Roy Jones were the same exact size, and him and Roy Jones were to get into the ring and fight in a boxing match, Roy Jones would demolish him. Period. Now, of course, he has the chance of knocking Roy Jones out because Roy Jones doesn't even have a chin anymore. I'm talking about a Roy Jones in his prime. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making a point here. And of course, Junior Dos Santos does hit hard. He's a big guy, you know what I'm saying? But in an all-around technical fight, Roy Jones would destroy him. You know, if Anderson Silva and Junior Dos Santos were the same exact size, even though Anderson Silva could fight at heavyweight, but let's be honest, Anderson Silva would be a very small heavyweight. So you know, him and Junior Dos Santos is a much bigger guy than Anderson Silva. And if they were to, but if Anderson Silva were his size, or maybe even just an inch bigger, he would destroy Junior Dos Santos as well, because Junior Dos Santos doesn't have footwork. Okay, he just goes in, you know, for the kill. But if he actually to fight somebody with great head movement, great footwork, you know, kind of like, you know, rhythm, and somebody who knows how to box and come underneath and under and look for angles and, you know, any little openings, Junior Dos Santos would lose, you know, if you were fighting a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? And his only chance of winning would be to land something, a real big punch, and knocking a guy out. But I take nothing away from him, you know, just a lot of people get stuff twisted. But he does have a chance in his fight against Cain, and I think he's the most dangerous guy going up against Cain right now. I want to say I think Cain is the best heavyweight in the world right now. That's just my opinion. A lot of people may agree. They might say Overeem is. Overeem is one of my favorite fighters, but I don't think he's better than Cain. Now, I think if he hits Cain, you know, square in the face and something flesh, you know, just connect, of course he's going to knock Cain out. You know, if you ask me, Cain does have a suspect chin, a suspect jaw, even though he got hit a couple of times by Brock Lesnar. His jaw is still suspect to me. When Brock Lesnar hit him, I seen him do the little wobbly thing just for a split second. You know what I'm saying? You all may not have seen it, but I saw it just for a split second. But he always has that kind of like when you hit him, he, you know, goes out of conscious and come right back. You know, just like Congo did him. And I just think if he was to get hit by a guy like Dos Santos or Overeem, you know, it probably would be over. You know what I'm saying? You just never know until you see it. You never know. But if Cain can go in there and don't ego trip and don't even start to even try to stand up with Dos Santos for 1 second. As soon as the bell ring, as soon as the fight starts, he just runs in there and go for the takedown. He's gonna beat Dos Santos. Dos Santos won't be able to stop his takedown. He may he may kind of he may just kind of prolong it for just a little bit, you know, just for a couple of seconds, but he's going down on that ground. Make no mistake about it. Cain Velasquez is not big country Roy Nelson, period. You know, he will get Junior Dos Santos down to the ground, and if he gets him down there, he's going to stay down there for a while. I'm pretty sure that Dos Santos will find a way to get back to his feet, but he's not staying on his feet. What Cain has to do in this fight, he has to suffocate Dos Santos and don't give him room to do anything. If he has to do the Randy Couture and push him up against the fence until he gets the takedown, then so be it. But if he stands up with Dos Santos, it's going to be a very bad night for Cain Velasquez, period. You know what I'm saying? It's not a smart idea, you know. Of course, okay, you TKO Brock Lesnar, you knocked out Nogueira, your hands are looking much better, you made a great improvement, but you by no means are a great striker, you know, and don't let people pump your head up into thinking that you're just a great striker. You're a good striker. You came a long way from being just a wrestler. To me, in my opinion, you're the best heavyweight in the world right now, even though, you know, you're still learning, you know what I'm saying? I haven't really seen any jiu-jitsu from you or grappling or anything like that, but once he adds all those tools in his game, he's just going to be that much harder to beat, and I think he's going to beat Junior Dos Santos. And I just think, you know, he just has to stick to his game plan and don't get sidetracked into striking like he like he does, like he, you know, just play it smart, man. You know, you don't play this one smart, Cain, you know, you won't have that belt for long. But I'm rooting for Cain. I like Junior Dos Santos. He's a humble guy, it seems to be. He's a fighter, and I like him. You know what I'm saying? He's a knockout artist. And, you know, I like both of these guys, but I got to go with Cain, man. You know, Cain's going to win this fight. I don't know if it's going to be by decision or TKO, but he's going to win. And, yeah, that's all for right now, guys. I'm just about out of time. I thought I would have more time, but I'm running out of time, so I'll be back with part 2 of this video, so stay tuned. Yeah.